All right, so here's a comprehensive review video of the VikNav box. Hopefully I'll answer everybody's questions because I know there's a lot of them out there. Get a lot of responses to my video. So the VikNav unit was fairly easy to install. It is plug and play. I didn't have to cut, solder, connect any other sort of wires. Follow the Hamilton video for the install. Pop your two side panels off. Pop the center console out, disconnect your wires from there. Once you pop the side trim off here and here, there's two 10 millimeters on either side. Disconnect those. Pull your CD section out of the bottom. It's pretty self-explanatory. The connectors only go into one spot. You can't mess it up. Get everything plugged in here, and then there's two additional light blue wires that go up into the display up here, where the Hamilton one has two green ones that feed off the bottom. For the cost savings of $200, it's worth it to pull two extra screws and a couple trim pieces over the Hamilton. So you reach under here and you pop out your push button start, work your way underneath here to pop the leather plastic trim piece off, pop your vent trim piece off. There's a 10 millimeter behind here and a 10 millimeter behind here. That will remove the head unit display. Obviously I'm wireless right now and I'm still getting messages, but you pop those two 10 millimeters out, and then the two blue connectors in there, disconnect the blue from the head unit, plug the VikNav one in, and then the blue harness side, plug that into the other connection for the VikNav unit. Everybody asks, do you retain your factory AC controls? Yes. This box essentially acts like a side-loaded software. So all of your factory stuff still works. Your audio, your navigation, your home page, climate control, yes, everything still works. To side load over to the other operating system, you hold down the home button. Opens up my Android Auto. Okay, got all my navigation in there. Everybody asks between wireless and wired. Wired connection will always be a more stable connection, and you do experience some compression with your audio files when streaming and everything like that. So you may notice your audio clarity isn't as good. There may be some skipping in there. Wired connection will always be better. You know, remember the days when we had our Walkman CD players? Everything was better with a wired headset for audio quality versus going over a Bluetooth speaker. Additionally, let's see if I can get in here and get a good picture of it. Likely not. So, okay, there it goes. It clears up. So this is that Scosche USB adapter I purchased. It's about $30. So what I did was I popped the cigarette lighter out. I cut the connection off of it. There's a white and a green wire underneath here that plugs into it. I cut it on the harness side of the connection, soldered in I think I used heat shrink butt connections on there. Completed the connection and went to two small red spade connectors. And what that does is it makes your USB power slot a power only slot. So this opens up, instead of having a single cigarette lighter charger, I have a dedicated USB 27 watt fast charger over here. So if my wife's riding with me and she needs to charge her phone, it is independent from the stereo system. Now, if you're both on the same Bluetooth connection with the head unit, you're going to have to select which one you want to run on there. Even if it's plugged in through the hardwired connection, it's still going to play favorites over who's synced up to it first. Separately, I've got a Google Pixel phone that I use, but I picked this up. I think they were a 2-pack for $20, also from Scosche. It used the magnetic mount. It's got 3M adhesive on the back side of it, and my phone just magnetizes right to it. So it makes keeping my phone up out of the cup holders and everything like that nice. You can still go through and use your factory audio functions here with just your 3-level equalizer for your treble, mids, and highs. But additionally with this, you've got a 13-band equalizer that you can get to. That you can adjust as well. It's got a couple of presets. It's really not that great, and you're really gonna have to take some time to play with it because it does get kind of scratchy, and I didn't really care for it. So I just stuck with the traditional 3-band equalizer. Coming back to this, everything works great. I haven't had any issues, no reboots, no starts. One other thing that I was very excited about is I'm a huge advocate for monitoring what's going on with your vehicle. I have the Torque Pro app on my Android device, but I can never get it to read on my Kenwood and my other two vehicles or this one here. So I got onto some deep digging research on it, and I found this app called AA Torque. It uses the data from your Torque Pro app. So whatever things you're monitoring on there, if you open that app up and you're monitoring your engine coolant temperature, you're monitoring the custom PIDs you can put in for Toyota Lexus transmission pan temperature, as well as your torque converter temperature, you name it, it's pretty much limitless with whatever you wanted to monitor, as long as the factory vehicle ECU supports what you're searching for. So this AA Torque app, if you want it for Android Auto, do some searching on it. The file's available on GitHub. You can download it onto your phone, and make sure that your phone is set up that you can download from unknown sources. It is a .apk file. Once you do that, it should unpackage and install on your phone. Set everything up the way you want to with whatever gauge styles you want. Let's go ahead and get into it. So you can set up as many of these displays as you want to. You can change the header on there. I put Lexus GX460. You can change the background of whatever you want to, whatever gauge styles you want to. And you can monitor up to 7 different things at once. So I've got my engine coolant temperature here. That's your manifold absolute pressure, mass airflow sensor measured in grams per second. Measured air fuel ratio. I don't remember what I have this one set up for. That's your transmission temperature pan. That's your torque converter temperature. I set up one for fuel economy. So it monitors your throttle position sensor, your RPMs. I've got trip speed up here, current speed from the OBD2, and the trip mileage. And this is instant miles per gallon and average miles per gallon. And it's pretty sweet. I dig it. And you can set everything up through that AA Auto app. I like having it because, again, if you don't want it, simple tap, you're back to operating everything. It is literally just an application for you. But I've come to find out when I drive now that this is my home screen. I don't even listen to the music. I mean, all your factory button controls, your volume, everything works. You hold down the mode button on the steering wheel. Oops, sorry. That's your, I guess that acts as a mute button. Oh, that's cycling through your different audio modes. So that's a new one for me. Anywho, so yeah, mode button, different for me, but your voice still works, answering phone calls still works. You will have one major thing to make sure of, if you start having issues with getting to your audio inside of this, go back to your audio setting on the factory unit. You need to make sure you are on aux. It basically operates on like a 3.5mm headphone jack. That is where the VikNav unit gets its audio sourcing from here, is basically through an aux source. So delete your phone off of the Bluetooth off of this unit here. Go to your setup, go through your Bluetooth, wipe your phone away on there so it's not going to attach, because you're going to have conflicting information trying to get the two to work nicely together. But once you get into the setup on here and you go through setup and you link your smartphone via your Bluetooth, it'll work fine. So let's get back into Android Auto. And again, any of your apps on here, everything still pops up. Your messages, your alerts. You know, I got messages from friends popping up as we're doing the video. Overall, there's 2 options. Sorry, backtracking a little bit. There is a silver box and a gold box whenever you're searching for this VikNav unit. I got mine from AliExpress, and the retailer there through the VikNav store reached out to me through WhatsApp, and I asked the clarifying questions. They told me that the silver box is obsolete. They're not going to be making it anymore. The gold box now is the new standard. It has the latest chipsets, latest processors. It's an overall better box. So I ended up going that route. I think you can get them for like $260 for the older model. I don't have the two to compare, but I spent the extra money going with the gold box, saying it had the latest chipsets in there. So I know I'm getting the newest technology for another $40 or so. The Scosche plug here was fairly easy. It took a little bit of fighting to get the original cigarette lighter plug out, but this one slides right into place. It's got 2 jam nuts you thread in from the backside, cut some wires, butt connectors, spade connectors go into the 2 sockets in the bottom, so that way you've got an extra charger on there. And I like it a lot better. I never care much for those cigarette lighter style plug-ins. They get big and clunky and they take up 2 different spots. And I like that it incorporates my hardwired connection to the box, so I don't have an ugly cord laying around in my glove box or hanging out the side somewhere. I'm a big advocate for clean installations. I think that about covers everything I wanted to cover. I'm going to post this video on YouTube and then link it to the Facebook group so you guys can watch and review. Overall, I got nothing but good things to say about VikNav. It's one of those Chinese knockoff boxes, but it's pretty genius what they're doing. It's an affordable price. It keeps your factory head unit. No changing vent configurations and big screens up top blocking your view. They made these head units for 10 years untouched, and then they only made the newer versions from, I believe it was 2021 or 2022 and up until the new GX550. So there wasn't really a whole lot of changes over almost 10 years. So it's pretty tried and true unit. Haven't really had any freezing issues with this nav unit. I've had it in for about 2 weeks now, and this was a game changer for my wife. Having this thing not being updated, mine's a 2016, the navigation not being updated since 2016, and having to pay for the SD card to put in your slot down here. If you didn't know, that's where your SD card goes if you end up getting a newer nav package from Lexus. But for the cost for $300, this thing was a game changer. It makes it feel 10 years newer. It's modern technology. If you have any questions, again, I'm going to post it on YouTube. Drop the comments there. I'll do the best I can to respond. But do your due diligence. There's plenty of installation videos out there from Hamilton, Grom. They're all relatively similar, and these interior pieces are way more robust than some of the other stuff I'm used to, where the plastic becomes brittle and snaps. I had this thing off 2 or 3 different times in a week, and being 10 years old, this is quality stuff. We are very new to the Lexus GX platform, and I am very impressed by the quality of what Lexus puts into their vehicles versus a lot of the stuff that Toyota kind of cheaps out on. But anyways, this is my comprehensive review of everything. I hope this helps you guys out with making a decision on the product. I'm not supported by VikNav. I owe it to the company that I'm very pleased with this product and trying to help them out with sales. I think it's a great product at an affordable cost, and it makes a world of difference. So hope this helps, and y'all have a great one.